Hello. I don't know if people can hear me, but I just started recording and everything. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
away. Okay, if you can hear, I don't know what. I think there's just two people now. There were more people and shit. I don't know what one, but anyway. I don't know about Queen. Are you aware of? Can I?
Can you atomize? Can you allow me to record?
Oh yeah. I think I can allow you to record. Yeah, I think you can record on your side. Will it ask me to prompt you to record?
It says please request recording permission from the meeting host.
I think you could just press that side and then it'll prompt me the side and then I'll just accept that.
Yeah, I just did right now.
Okay. And you just wait on it. Still not giving me any sign, no. But I think I'm gonna upload the thingy on YouTube after this and Instagram.
Right.
Is that fine? Okay. Uh I don't know where to start right now, but I think Queen is totally new. If Queen is totally new, uh, I am going to like just start from scratch with just this, I don't know, this Forex thing, maybe that she could also just understand everything.
Yeah, no problem. You can start with her.
Okay,
I'll be here.
let me just share this video first so that I don't know if you can also get like a glimpse of what it is.
Okay, no problem. I don't think there's sound though. Okay, there's no sound.
There's no sound at all. Oh yeah. So I just wanted maybe somebody to get like a video of what maybe trading is and everything. And then I put up a bunch of PDFs together. Uh, Here's some PDFs I put together. Uh, what Forex is in general. I put up a video so that maybe we could just basically get the basics of what Forex is. If you're going to need these PDFs, you can get them on investing.com. There's just a few just PDFs that one needs to know if you want to venture into Forex. They basically explain what Forex is, what the market is, and yeah, basically that's what they basically explain the history of Forex. Uh, it's nothing much, honestly. I don't think really you need to know much about the history of Forex, but just maybe a bit of this and that of what it is so that you basically understand of what's going on, what these USDs mean, all these things. It's just symbols for the different currencies and different currency countries and all these things. So yeah, I wish I could literally hop into analyzing right now, but I'd like to cater for, I don't know, who Karabo. Karabo, are you a trader already or you also new? I see Karabo there. If I don't know if he can, but if he's definitely maybe a trader or something like that. I could just literally hop into analysis. I think people are partying or some shit like that. So maybe that's why Saturday isn't the best times. But let me just run a quick analysis video of maybe how I analyze my pairs and everything. This is Euro USD. I always start my analysis from basically I think my little cousin's here, but I always start my analysis from the monthly aspects so that I can actually get a view of full direction of the market and everything. So in this case, if I was to look at Euro USD, because I think there's opportunities that have arisen in the Euro USD. So it's a pair that I think if I was you can't see the screen.
Yeah, I only see the PDF from it.
Sorry. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, I always start my analysis from a monthly view. If you have no idea maybe what this is just basically a line. This is just basically how the market moves and everything like that. So I like mine in candlesticks. I think people have green candlesticks, but I like mine in blue. So if I was to start analyzing, I'll use maybe like a line, and then I'd make a line at the very bottom point of where price has been in the monthly, and then I'll take another top line at the very top there. I have 2 points now. Now in these 2 points, I know that price dropped from the very top. It looked like it was going up, and then it decided to go all the way down there, right? So this is a basic correction of this movement, because from here, this is like a whole uptrend. This is just a correction of this movement. So what I do, I'll first of all try to measure in fib retracement. Fib retracement, this is just a tool called a fib retracement that you use to analyze maybe a trend. In fact, not maybe, but just a trend. So in this case, when you have an uptrend like that, I'll take my fib tool, I'll put it at the top there, like that. We have golden ratios in Forex, especially using the fib retracement tool. We have golden ratios. We have the 23.6 and the 38.2 as our decision points, where price firstly reacts or where it bounces off the first times when it touches that zone. It's always these two. So I'd mark that zone first. As you can see, it kind of broke out of this and still went back up there. Some people use this 50%. 50% is usually your take profits, 50% and the 61.8. These two, when you're using a fib retracement. Excuse me. Yeah, so you know that price will go up and then it needs to come down. Your take profit is usually around this zone here, because price usually around some of the zone tends to create a whole supply and demand scenario where price will start changing direction and stuff like that. Some people call it price action, lower lows and stuff like that. When it gets to a certain level, they feel like it goes up because of certain bounces over here. If you're a fib retracement type of trader, you'll know that it's just a golden ratio of the 61.8, whereby price bounces off around half of the uptrend that it was doing. So I'd have something like this. I'd mark also this zone as the lowest point of where price has been. Oopsie, I did something. My goodness. Nah. Yeah, back to that. I had marked this bottom point. Excuse me for that. Yeah, this bottom point. So I know that price went up. This is the last point of where price retested. Now price is creating a movement now all the way up there. If I was to add Elliott waves, I don't want to add Elliott waves now. I'll explain them in a bit. That's basically the market structure, what Elliott wave is. So I'll also explain that so that you can get what I mean by Elliott wave as market structure and everything like that. So in this case, when I know price is doing this, so I know that price from now this point, we are going to be in an uptrend, right? We're going probably to that top point. So I know that no matter what price is doing here, all I know is that it's in an up direction. So now I look for entries in all these points on my way up there. So in this case, now I start going to different time frames. I'd go to a weekly and try to understand what price has done in the weekly. What it has done over here doesn't matter anymore. We're trying to focus on looking for entries. Would look at it in a weekly aspect also. What has price done? It moved from this point all the way to that top point, all the way to this bottom point. Clearly shows that price is still going up. And then if I was to look at it maybe from this aspect, it has moved up again somewhere around the zone. It needs to correct. Then it continues its movement up there. So we should be looking, especially I think the US dollar should be getting strong in the next week due to the elections and stuff like that. I think 15 September or something like that. I think there's news also somewhere around all these things on the 6th and stuff like that. So the US dollars, I'm going to expect like a strong movement on the US dollar. So I'm going to expect a retracement of this because this is weeks. If we go to the days, this is a serious price movement again. So we're going to expect price to actually retrace this whole movement here. And then the retracement of this movement, I basically take this from this bottom point all the way to that top point. And then I'm going to have a retracement. I take profit is probably going to be around the zone because price needs to come down. It has been moving up. What goes up must come down. That's basically what it is. And then remember when I was talking about decision points, I don't know if I talked much on it, but decision points 23.6 and 38.2. The first zones where price, excuse me, the first zone where price retests when it starts changing a direction or correcting. These two zones, this point and this point. Indeed, it came inside here and it went back up here, and then it's going to come down all the way here. Now, market structure usually looks like that: higher, that high, that low, that higher high, and that higher low, that higher high, that just series of higher highs and higher lows and stuff like that. So now it came, it failed to okay. It failed to actually continue this uptrend movement. So it came down, kind of went up, and then it failed to break that point. So now it came down here. Price is going back. Mind you, this is daily candlesticks. So one candlestick represents a day. So in here, there's like, I think, a whole 2 weeks or a week or something like that of price movement. So this is a lot of money if you had a buy in around these zones all the way somewhere up here, and then expect to sell somewhere around these wicks. Wicks. I don't know if you're a trader out there. If you're a trader, you know that the wick areas are very important. So price is likely to do something like that in the next week or so. This is just a basic analysis of just Euro USD, looking at it with price action without actually adding anything and just using a FIB retracement. Now, I'd like to touch on what I call my strategy, what I call early mode, how I analyze the market. I'm going to start back with the monthly again. I'm going to try explain it as clear as possible to everybody else. What it is, I'm going to start it on this side actually. I use a strategy called Elliott Wave and QML. I'm going to draw what Elliott Wave is and what Elliott Wave looks like. It's just a basic market structure. It's so simple. It's like price moves in an uptrend. It moves like in 5 waves and then corrects in 3 waves. So if you get that, you basically master the market. It's very simple, and at the same time, it kind of looks hard, but it's the most simplest thing ever. It'll start off at the bottom point as a 0, and then we have a 1, and then we have a 2, and then we have a 3, and then we have a 4, and then we have a 5. Let me add waves to these things. This is basically how the market moves. If they say a market moves and everything like that, market direction, everything like that. This is in a downtrend, this is in an uptrend. If price is going up in an uptrend, it will move in a series of something like this. And then, if it's in a downtrend, it's going to move in a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. And then I also add another strategy called QML. QML is a series of price would do something like that: a high, and then a low, and then a higher high, and then a lower low, and then it'll do something like that here. And then this is your sell point, whereby price will come like that. Your first take profit is usually around this low, and then your next take profit is around the second low. This is what they call QML. It's actually a strategy created by Malaysians. Apparently, Malaysians are like the best traders in the world. So Malaysians really got this. If you don't know a guy called Mansu Sapari, I guess you should try follow him on Facebook and something like that. He's the one who created this strategy, whereby price does something like this, and then somebody's background sound is kind of loud. Let me try and mute them. Let's see which one. Yeah. So yeah, it would look like this. This is where price usually comes, and then you have your sell somewhere around. That's for the sell when you're selling in an uptrend. When you're selling in an uptrend, this is what you have. You'd sell somewhere around here. Price does this all the time. Let me show you this type of thingy here. It's somewhere in here. It's somewhere in here also. So let me just try to show you this little one here. This type of, it's called QML Quasimodo. Let me try to show you. In this case, we have it around the zone, whereby we just have this. Yeah, it still hasn't touched that point yet. So I'm expecting price to kind of touch there or just retrace somewhere. So we'd have something like a high here. We'd have a high there. And then we'd have a low here. We'd have a low here. And then you'd have a higher high there. And then you'd have your lower low over here. So when price comes to this top here, you sell. Your first take profit is over there, then your last take profit is usually over here. If you had to measure these things in price range, this whole movement, maybe from that top to here, that's 4% in price movement. That's a lot of money. If you're a forex trader and you know 4% in price movement, you know that that's a lot of money. Depending on the lot size that you might have used, even the smallest lot size from this point to this point will give you a lot of money. And then all the way to there, it's like 11% in price. This is like where you swing trade. I like swing trading. Swing trading is like whereby you could hold your trades for like a couple of days and stuff like that, whereby you just wait for the market and close. I don't like day trading whereby I'm constantly on the market. I like to wait for my opportunities and everything like that. So yeah, this thing here it is. This is what they call it. It's called QML. It's basically all over the place in the market. Now, how I mix this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with this QML, I'd like to show you that. In the case of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, price will then create a whole A, B, C correction, whereby price decides to drop all the way down there and stuff like that. Now let me put waves. Yes. Excuse me. Yeah, it would look something like that. This is what they call Elliott wave market structure, a full complete market cycle. This is a market cycle. That's how the market moves in general. If you're to look at it, in this case, it has a 1 here, it has a 2 somewhere there, and then you have a 3 somewhere there, you have a 4, and then you have a 5, and you have an A, and then you have a B, and then you have a C at the end here. So price at the end of a C decides to create a whole new series again of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case, somewhere down here, we're expecting price to be going all the way up there. What it looks like it has done so far is just a simple 1. This is the 2. We're looking for a new 3, which is going to be around somewhere in that zone. And then a 4, we're going to look for another 5. Just a simple, it's a repeated pattern, basically. I'm going to expect something like this again. And then I'm going to expect all this ABC again somewhere around here again, because it's an uptrend. And then after this again, it's going to create this whole series again. Excuse me. It just basically does something like this if it's in an uptrend. So this is what is basically happening in here. So I'd like to kind of label it for you. Every time if you're trading these things, you know that you're basically selling there, and then you're going to be buying somewhere around those 61.8% zones. If you want to sell again, you're going to be selling around that zone again, just like that. Even on this one, you're going to be selling around that point. If you're buying, you're going to buy after all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s at the 61% zone again. It just looks this easy. You look for a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. So now I'd like to show you the series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s in this Euro USD. In this case, as I was showing you, I'd say we'd have our 0 at the bottom here, and then our 1, and then our 2 here, and then we'd have our 3 there, and then our 4, and then our 5. When we have that, now we have a simple 0, A, and then it would be C is always at the lowest point, like the last point. So we have basically this market structure. From here, we're going back up again. What we basically have, what we basically have is just a simple 0, and then we have a 1, and then we have a 2 now. We're going to the 3. 3 would somewhere, would be probably somewhere there, and then a 4 somewhere around here, this level here, or you just look for zones whereby price bounced off most of the time, looking at price action and everything. So you'd have somewhere around there as your 4, and then you'd have your 5 somewhere there, and then you'd expect price again to be dropping again. How you predict, I'll show you guys how you predict this wave 3. There's actually a way of actually predicting wave 3, and sometimes there's another way of actually predicting wave 5. I'll just show you these things in a minute. Can you just clear up everything again? And then let me just do the labeling now. The wave. It would look like this. This is the first market cycle that we see in this one here. Would have like this simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to have an A, and then we're going to have a B, and then we're going to have a whole C down there. We're going to have a 0, and then an A, and then a B, and then a C. It would look like that. And then we have a complete market cycle. Now, what we know is that price is flying all the way to the top now from this point. That's like the 61.8, same zone. Even if it breaks that zone, all you need to look for is engulfing candlesticks at these price zones and stuff like that. If you had to look at in terms of also QML, there's what they call an upside down QML. I'll send you books on QML. I have a lot of books on QML also. So I don't know if I should create a Google Drive where I can just upload these things and send you the link, or I can just send them, I don't know, into this Zoom meeting or something like that. So you guys will just let me know how you'd like it. So yeah, you have something like this first market cycle. So now we know that price is going up. And now go to maybe a weekly to understand what has actually happened inside here. If I zoom it into weekly, it breaks down the candlesticks even more clearer. I have the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're looking at. I have a simple 0 again here. I have another 1 there. I have a 2, and then I have a 3, and then I have a 4, and then I have a 5. Now, let me I'll give you also books on Elliott Wave. It's basically a simple strategy whereby you just look for price, a rally up and then a correction, and then a very, very, very long rally up and then a correction again, small correction, and then a whole rally up and then a whole price collapse. People call it rally base drop, all these things. Yeah, so you have another market cycle that has happened. If we were to measure all these things again, in this case, 61.8 again, we still measure this zone. Still fine. Broke past it again. Look for engulfing candlesticks again. Even if we're to break down again inside here, you look at price that the decision points, first decision point. Price kind of reacted around the zone, broke inside, and then went back up. If we're to look again, if I was to break down this again into a daily, I'd find another series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Now, my next price target, because this is just a complete market cycle wave, I'd use now a whole trend-based type of thing. I'll explain it to you in a minute what it does. This is how you predict wave 3. I'll show you guys in a minute. So what I'm expecting is price to move after this correction. After this correction that's going to happen, after this price rally, we're expecting price to be moving now from probably the zone all the way up there. The next price movement is going to be close to like 23%. So I think we're going to expect a whole collapse in the US dollar. I think that's why. I think if you guys are aware, Warren Buffett sold all his stocks in banks and everything like that. He's now invested in gold and stuff like that. So him investing in gold means that he took all his investments from airline companies and banking companies, and he's invested in gold, meaning that very soon we're going to expect, the biggest crash. We think that we're in a market crash right now, but apparently US dollars about to be worth nothing. So also this thing, you can also, with Elliott Wave, I think you can get a clear maybe direction of where the market is going. Let me try open something. I have this with my niggas. I've had this for the longest time. Let me try show you something what Elliott Wave would give you. Is my phone on? In this case, I had seen that price would drop even before it kind of dropped. I had predicted that price would come all the way down here. If you check the date of that, it says 24 September, somewhere over there. It says 24 September, and then let me try check the currently now 9th September when I took this. It's all the way down there. So with Elliott Wave, you actually get a type of longer trades whereby you can hold for 2 weeks and make your money in 2 weeks and not worry about anything. You just place a trade and let it run for the longest time. So yeah. Now let me just now basically explain everything in terms of how Elliott Wave works. I just wanted to show you so that when I explain it now, you kind of understand what I'm trying to do and everything. Elliott Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm always going to repeat this because this is what people do with those higher highs, higher lows of trying to predict direction of a trend and everything like that. Now, when you are doing these Elliott waves, we just don't number. This is a 3. This is just a 4. This is just a 5. In order to predict where 3 is, we use it's called a trend-based fib extension, whereby you're going to take it and then from the bottom point of a trend, right? Let's say a trend is this, take it from here all the way to the top of wave 1 and then all the way to the bottom of wave 2. It'll give you a 161.8. 161.8 is where usually wave 3 is, or sometimes at 261.8. The two golden ratios of wave 3. Two ratios of wave 3 are 1.618. And you find wave 3 using a fib extension to trend-based fib extension to bottom point. Okay, so let me just do this. In this case, from here to this top here to this bottom here. That's where you put the points of the fib. This bottom point to that top there to the low point, 161.8. You mark that zone as where your 3 is going to end and price is going to retest. And then when it retests, usually wave 4 retests depending on the depth of wave 2. If wave 2 was very, excuse me, let me just delete that. If wave 2 was very deep like this, we're going to expect a very shallow wave 4. And this, if wave 2 was shallow like that, we're going to expect maybe a deep wave 4 like that. They interchange. We only have 2 correction waves, wave 2 and wave 4 are the correction waves. And then we have 3 impulse waves, which are like uptrends or whatever. Even if in a downtrend, we call them impulse waves, like the stronger ones. And then wave 2 and 4 just correct. So yeah, when you have that, there's another video that I have on my YouTube channel which shows how to predict wave 5, how to just have like your pending orders at the top there. If they don't get there, it's still fine anyway. You don't lose money or you don't gain anything. So I like doing that also, putting pending orders and everything. I'll show you all these things also. Now let me delete that, and then we're going to plot all these things now again in this thingy, and then we're going to try use a fib extension tool to actually see if we can predict those wave threes. If in this case this is my lowest point here, and then this is my highest point, that means price did that, and then it came to this bottom here. Let me just increase that, and then it came to this bottom here. That bottom. If I take this and then put it somewhere, no, let's just take this one because it has an ABC, excuse me, 261.8 or 161.8. If price does not react at this 161.8, know that it's going to react at the 261.8. So in this case, I'd have my 0 here again, and then my 1, and then my 2 there. This will validate my 3. This would be my 4. And then at the top, there would be my 5. Remember when I said the depth of this wave 2 will be determined by that depth also. Because this was very deep, this is a shallow correction of this movement. Thus it went up there. So in this case, it does validate that it's my wave 3, and then it does validate that it's going down and everything. And then again, remember when we went to the weekly, and then we kind of saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 waves again inside here. Would measure them again. My bottom point would be this point here. Excuse my tummy, grumpy tummy. And then that would be my top point there again. And then this would probably be my wave 1 there. And then this would be my wave 2 down there. And then we're looking to predict wave 3. I take that again, bottom point there, or even here, still wave 3. Took the 261.8 again. So I'd have this as my 0, and then my 1, and then my 2, and then my 3, because there was a whole correction. And then there's my 5. You could basically just drag this, excuse me, wait, let me uncolor these waves. Yeah, I could literally drag this and put it somewhere around the zone. It would usually give me a 161.8 zone like this, and I'd have this as maybe a zone where I know that price is likely to be correcting. I'd also look at candlesticks. This is like a rally drop, a rally base, a drop base drop. Yes, a drop base drop. So I'd mark this also. Mansu Sapari just created a whole different type of strategy whereby you'd mark this and see that price came down and then created a whole type of base there, and then it continued rallying. If you had to mark it in terms of price action, it's just a whole type of zone like that. Supply and demand, people would mark something like that and say that any time where price is around the zone, they start selling or something like that. If it fails to break past that zone, so people would have been selling again in the same spot there. So yeah, that's how I do my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s again. Now, because I've done my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I tend to just mark this. I call it a QML. Once again, just like that, because there's QML. I have that. This is my high there. This is my low, my higher high. That's my lower low. In QML, we have these highs and overs and unders, and then we'd have like something like that. Now, what we know that we're selling at the top here, price, what is price done in this case? We go to the daily and look at these, the price movement again. Do we have a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s again? For us to zoom, look for them, take the fib extension again, this bottom point, that top point, that bottom point, 161.8, somewhere around here. It didn't correct, it didn't even get there. So I'm expecting this maybe to be my 3. I'd take this, I'd say 0, and then I say my 1 there, I say my 2, I say my 3 somewhere, I say 4, and I put that as my 5. When I have that as my 5, I know that it has created a market cycle. This is shallow correction. This was kind of a deep correction. It took maybe a 161.8. Now price is dropping. In this case, also, if I was to look at it maybe just from this angle to that angle, I'll probably find a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will probably be my 3 up here. That'll probably be my 5. In terms of maybe, let's go to the 4 hours that we can also get to see uh, much clearer what happened in terms of price. All you just do is look for a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. In this case, again, I'd have a 0, 0 at this bottom point here. This probably be my 1 there. This probably be my 2. I'd have a 3 somewhere around that zone or there, and then a 5 again inside here. You can change the sizes of these things into like very small sizes so that they look different and stuff like that. So I take this bottom point, top point, all the way there, 261.8. So I'd have my 3 around that zone. Yeah, there was no proper price reaction somewhere there. So I'd have something like this as my 3 and that as my 4. And I have that as my 5. What has price done if we're to measure the little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s now? These little ones, because we have looked at it in terms of 4 hour and everything. If I was to look at it in terms of this point all the way to that top point there, and try to measure it with a Fib retracement again, this point to that top point, remember the first decision points again, these 2 zones, price did exactly that, has been playing around the zone. So this is basically an A, that's a B, and then we have a C. Still didn't come all the way to that 61.8. So I would have probably missed my take profit, but I'm still not, I still feel like it's not done. So all I'm thinking right now is that it just did a simple A, because if I was to measure this whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of this little one inside here, this is just basically at a decision point again, still here in between here. This is the full market cycle. This is the little market cycle. The full one just came off a decision point. This big one kind of came off, it's not so far off the 61.8 zone, but it's around the 50% zone. They call the 50% zone the pullback zone area. If you have read maybe a Shadow Codes PDF, Shadow Codes PDF, yeah, they'll teach you something like that, that the 50% is the pullback. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're expecting price to drop. I'm expecting this to be my simple 0, and then I'm expecting a B there. I'm expecting a whole C, excuse me, at the bottom here. I'm expecting price to come this low. I'd like to show you something also. This is 5%. Let's do this price labeling. Let's label the zone, and then let's label that zone, and then let's do that. I'd like to show you something. Euro USD, exactly. So if we're selling, excuse me, when are you, oh, you want the PDFs now? Okay, I'll send the PDFs just now. It's just basic. What Forex is just looking for repeated patterns. If you can't find that pattern, do not trade, because you're going to be playing in the market and you don't even understand what's happening. Just look for the market cycle. If it has not completed a market cycle yet, or maybe it's around somewhere in these zones, just be patient. Just wait for it. Even if it's going to take you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just wait, because money is made in the waiting. In this case, if maybe you're to enter a trade around the zone, you could make money, yes. But if you're to enter and it decides to go slightly lower and then back up again, you're going to lose money because you entered you enter the trade kind of late. Rather, just take your time, wait. Do not worry much about what other people are doing or who's making money, who's doing whatever and stuff like that. In this case, I'm selling, so open price would be that one. And then I'll take that. No, set. So if you are selling with the, let's say, what lot sizes do you guys use? The smallest lot size would give you $73 with this sell, and then you probably close this trade about December. Like the smallest lot size that you can use would give you probably $73. If you want to use 02, you double that. If you want to use 03, you'll triple that. 05, you'll get 3,000 probably by December, or by early January. You can make this much just placing your a trade, and then you just wait, forget Christmas, or just go chill or do whatever. You'll make money off this trade. This is a trade I've been waiting for a very long time. I had a buy somewhere around here. I closed it somewhere there. I don't know. I just chickened out of the trade and stuff like that. And then now it's here. It's given me another opportunity whereby if price action traders were to look at where I have my B here, I'll tell you that these zones here are very important. Very, very important. So we're just waiting for price to get into these zones and see how it reacts to this zone here. If it doesn't galve inside here, I like engulfing type of candlesticks, I'll say, okay, fuck it, let me just send the PDFs, excuse my French. Just hold on. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think the PDFs are sending now, so you should be able to see the QMLs and stuff like that. And then let me just get you the Elliott Wave book. Where is it? Is it in here? It's not in here. And I can't open my drive right now. But yeah, I'll also send the Elliott Wave book just now. So yeah, in terms of price action, I'm expecting price to be bouncing off around these zones, and then we look for sales. If you want to see if price or if the US dollar is actually going to get strong enough to actually drop the euro, you'd look at the DAXI. This DAXI, yeah, it's almost done. If you had to look at just from here to there, this is just a simple movement from this point here, and then this top point there, and then if we're just delete that one, and then if I was just to measure this bottom point to that top point, price is almost done. Probably bounce off these wicks here, and then it'll start going back. That'll mean that the DAX is getting strong. If it gets strong like that, that means the US dollar is going to get very strong. And if it's strong, that means if you're in a Euro USD, that means it's going to drop like crazy. So expect price to be dropping between next week and something like that. So prepare. If you're a trader or if you want to trade or if you're thinking of trading, this is one of the trade that you could just test your account with it and just see how it plays out. It's all like whatever time that you'd like to close it. You just wait for this bottom point all the way to that top point. We're waiting for that 61.8. From here, that's 5% in price movement. This is why I was showing you all these. I usually play around the 0.15s and 0.5s. So I'm looking for that much, at least in one position. Yeah, man, I'm expecting that much. We could, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm doing, or I'm just doing a whole bunch of, I don't know, confusing stuff. If you guys think I'm confusing, you could just hit me up again and say, please explain this and that. I'll gladly explain to you. I mean, I've been talking for the longest time right now, so you could just ask a few questions if you have any questions or anything like that. Do you guys have questions? It's just been an hour, guys. Any questions, you can hit me up in the chat section if you have any questions. Is this Forex? Is this for Forex traders? Because oh, okay, yeah, that's something. Honestly, it's not really for Forex traders, guys. This is just an insight. I was already in the term of explaining technical analysis to people. I think when the meeting started, there were like less people, so I just decided just to hop into the technical aspect of everything. So yeah, if you have any more questions, let me see at the chat section. I came late, my brother. Okay, if you came late, it's still fine. What I did, I just put in, let me just send in a few PDFs also. We can host more webinars and stuff like that if you guys feel like you did not get anything, because paying a mentor is very expensive and stuff like that. So I don't mind giving free webinars for free for some time. So yeah, if you guys are all tired and anything, what is the smallest money you can start trading with? Smallest money. Brokers do it's $5. $5 is like 50 pula, not 50 pula per se, but 70 or 65 bucks, around that much. But I always encourage people like, if you want to trade or madinyana a rileng, like not the biggest money, let's say 500 bucks or 1,000, depending on how you trade it. 500 5,000 depending on how you trade it. What I was showing you, okay, let me just do this. When I was showing you, when did I delete those things? Yeah, this movement ka 500 the smallest slot size would be 0.01. $700 and something, $783. 7.83 dollars to, yeah, it would be around 845 ka 500 pula or ka 600 pula. You could make that much. Yes, using the smaller slot size. So Forex as a kanya 6 million is just kanya how good are you in analysis? If you can analyze and can see opportunities in the market, you can start off with as little as you can and you make as much money as you can. You just gotta be patient. It's like a patience game. Wa ema hela ya ka nna gona na game kana go ra re ke ntse game how many days? Let me see. I get more. These blue candlesticks, because it's a daily candlestick. So this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've been waiting for 11 days. I'm still gonna wait probably for 2 more days or 3 more days before this starts giving me validation that it wants to switch direction. So yeah. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, basically that's it. You don't need a lot of money to actually start trading. You just need the skill. Perfect the skill I'm make a blind. Have I managed to predict a few stuff? Have they worked out and stuff like that? What else? I think it's gonna take time for me to understand. I get confused mostly. Oh yeah, very true. My forex gin case similar. I remember I would read stuff and I didn't even understand what I was reading. But I just kept doing. Now here's another funny explanation in terms of I'm aware what an exchange rate is, right? Let's go to flip. Let me add a USDs here. From a funny broker. Okay, I don't know that broker. What? Much? Okay, that's new broker. I want to show you something, and I want us to have a conversation about something. So this is USDs, right? How the exchange rate go banking? If you have rands and you want to buy the US dollar, a trader at a certain wait. I think it would be best to have a webinar for totally new people. I don't know if you are open to that. Okay, no Queen, that's still fine. I'll dedicate one, I think, for next week, maybe Saturday, and then maybe Sunday I'll just do one with maybe advanced traders trade or bust this and that more marketing, so that it becomes much easier for everyone. Yeah. So yeah, let's say go banking, right? O batla go reka ranta. Ebe o kwa gote ranta e one ke 16. Or like having $1 a one ke 16 rand what. Go banking, they just don't go far a figure that aggregates. It's like a group figure for the whole day's movement, a range of the whole day's movement. So when we are looking at the market directly, how channel about helium go banking, they've been given like a figure that has been broken down into like an average of the daily movement. We can see it actually moving live. This is basically what forex trading is. So in this case, ha go nna go shibidu yana re raya gore ranta is strong. Ha go nna go blue or go le go green. Usually it's green. I just like mine in blue. Ha go le go green yana go be go raya gore US dollar is stronger than go gaisa pheka. This is yeah, basically that's what's happening in this case. What is happening here? That means the US dollar has been strong for some time against the rand. And then now around this zone here, go lebega e kare go bonaheletswe ke malatla a se yone USD. If we're to look at just this in the monthly, and then I'll take a fib extension, trying to look at what price has done. Is my 3. Remember those golden ratios I showed you? It's about 1, 2, 3. This and that. 3 k no kana. market cycle to complete like a 0, 1, 2. This is a good year, honestly, for anyone to be trading. This is a very, very good year. Because dilo di ile ko godimo di le dintsi, odd pairs, almost every pair is about to drop. So yeah, you'd have something like that. You have 1, 2, 3s. So we know that price is dropping. You just basically measure. Just for the future and stuff like that. Then you wait. Let me show you how I had analyzed this before. This is like a trade idea I posted the 22 April. Price ya go tla ko tlase kwana. And then I played, and then it did all these things. And you can still play it again. It went down again, went even further. We just did a simple ABC. Break past the zone all the way. That's where price I think is currently at, or something like that. That's 22 April all the way. March 4, 10. That's like 6 months movement. If you're a swing trader, I could show you again how much money roughly one could have made if we just like randomly predict, because carefully this whole follow high. If I was to do something like that and do something like that, 19. I just want to show you selling US dollar open price. It's 19. What's the close price? 16. Yeah, so whether it's 500 below it's $5, hanka we it's any trade at them. We in 6 months, we learn 2,000 or something. I don't know. People like say forex, what, but I do not know any investment whereby one can put their money and see their money grow in value. Ko bankeng kwa o ba madi a gago gore nna ha ke tla ke batla go adima batho mo bankeng ba tseye madi a gago banka di. Like right now, you know where your money is in the bank and you don't need it today. So they're gonna borrow me your money so that I can go finance the business or something. They just take your money to make themselves more money. Unlike maybe learning the art of investment, whereby you can actually take your money and grow it for yourself and stuff like that. So if let's say I was to be trading Kalotela, maybe lot that 10, I could have made 20,000 just Kayo and Hela, but I did trade it, but I didn't make much of it because sometimes I ran away from trades because Madia Tsusana was in. Yeah, these are some of trade ideas I've posted before. I hardly post ideas now because but people didn't want to learn, guys. People wanted free stuff all the time. The signal, but you give them books, they don't even say no word to you. I actually learned this and that. Can you explain it to me better and stuff like that? Ona lady student for 6 months, but they don't want to learn or something. They don't even ask questions. So for me, it frustrates me kind of. I actually like people that communicate well. I don't understand this and that. I've been struggling with this and that. I'll gladly help you with anything because mentor, and these mentors are going 5,000, 2,000 and stuff like that. I'm just doing these things for free because this is one of my groups with my friends whereby we just be trading and stuff like that. We share trade ideas about what is happening in the market and stuff like that. So yeah, gold also we do. I do gold. If I was to show you my charts, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because in a smaller if it's in a monthly time frame, when you get into a smaller time frame of kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 babang ahead. So yeah, this is the first reaction point where I'm expecting price all the way to somewhere around here. So expecting the rent to be, the rent is going to suffer for some time. Especially corona, this corona thing. I don't know how serious it is, but lately I've been yattering this corona thing. But yeah, probably it's going to cause this rent to actually struggle and stuff like that. If corona is really real, yeah, I would never explain a lot of people were dying left, right, center, and stuff like that. That means it's likely going to be the cause of this. In fact, no, the US dollar is collapsing in this case. That means the rand is actually going to get stronger. Not it's going to get off this corona, but it's not going to get so strong. It's just going to be maybe a slight kick, because no, the rand, I think the US dollar needs to lose strength. And there's this thing that people want to actually introduce, like cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. Instead of for batho ba similar go dirisa madi a pampiri, ba dirisa madi a online. So in maybe a year or two from now, things would have switched to a point where that paper money would be so useless. I think this is when these things will start collapsing and falling and everything like that. Questions where I talk too much, guys. But I think it's late. Study time right now. We have a test next week. I'm due a meeting. I think I won't miss that much. Still fine. I think the best we have a webinar for. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's still fine, guys. You can just hit me up on the chat section if you have more questions. We can call it a night for today. If you guys want another webinar, maybe for beginners or maybe for any type of trader, or maybe or blending or something, you wanna share maybe a trade idea with me, or you want me to check something in terms of my wave analysis and stuff like that, I can look at those things for you too. I think last week there's another pair I'm actually looking at. There's also odd NZD. Excuse that. Let's go to a 4 hour. Yeah, this is dropping also. Expect a slight correction, or something like that, and then it's going to drop all the way down, because it finished the market cycle. It finished in A. That's likely to be our B. And then we're going all the way down there again. That's a sweet trade. I think I posted it again somewhere here. Where's that? Yeah, I removed people in here. I don't want you guys to see so much bad things. Chef JPY, okay, I had that. But yeah, I was looking for some stuff just to show you about this odd NZT also that I had analyzed. Let me just download these things. Where's that? Yeah, I think this is another group where I have just my cousin inside. Actually taught him Forex like from scratch. Right now he's getting there. Okay. He's getting there. He can actually analyze and actually send me all these things. He'll be uploading documents on the Google Drive and share the links so that we keep ourselves busy before the webinar begins. Okay, I'll definitely do that. Just after this webinar, I'll just send the link to you guys. Let me. Are you guys on Telegram? Maybe I can get Yeah, on Telegram. If you guys are on Telegram, I can put you in a Telegram group. Let's go to a Telegram. I have another Telegram group. Where is it? I created it the other time. Oh yeah, this one. Let's get this shareable link, invite group link. Then I can put it in here so that it becomes much easier for me to upload everything just all inside this Telegram. And then I'll never get to upload it again and again. Nope, but we can create a group, I guess. Yeah, even on WhatsApp, it's still fine. I can also create a group. Even on WhatsApp, I'll create a group. Wow.
Me ponen un doble tempo y empiezo mi barra para demostrar talento. Yo una rima.
Pido un beso que sea fácil, se pone.
Yeah.
Ella es caliente, gozosa, bailando, se agacha, la chupa, la escupe y la traga, qué rico la chupa, siento que brilla mi ella es caliente, gozosa, bailando, se agacha, la chupa, la escupe y la traga, qué rico la chupa, siento rico la chupa, qué rico, rico.
Bro, yo no tengo.
Uy.
¡Gordo, chupame el escroto, gordo, tarado!
Ella es caliente, golosa, bailando, se agacha, la chupa, la escopa y la traga, qué rico la chupa, siento que brilla mi bicho en su boca, qué rico la chupa. Ella es caliente, golosa, bailando, se agacha, la chupa, la escopa y la traga, qué rico la chupa, siento que brilla mi bicho en su boca, qué rico la chupa. Es una bicha en la cama, se trepa en el culo, hacemos orgías bien duro, en la casa una dama, en la calle una puta, la pollo en la puta, siempre anda con amigas cachondas, todas me maman del bicho en el party, moviendo ese culo, tatuado mi bicho es una cara.